I think I knew it was time for me to sell the business when I no longer wanted to be involved on the day-to-day.
I knew it was time to sell my business because my business had become a chore more than a passion for me.
Rather than having a job that, the day you stop working, the paychecks stop coming, you have equity in a business. So when you stop working, you sell the company and you get paid for that company.
I met with, I think, 3 or 4 different brokers, and without a doubt, IBA and Gregory were a whole nother level of professionalism and integrity.
I chose IBA to sell my business because they would take their fee when the business was sold, as opposed to asking for a fee up front.
I think they do a great job. I think they're very professional, and I think they're absolutely super high integrity.
I think IBA addressed the concerns that I had for my business and understood what I was really looking for in a transaction.
IBA met with us and asked a lot of questions. Although it was a very unique area, IBA picked up on what type of marketing needed to be done to sell our business.
I had a great experience with IBA when they sold my first business, so it wasn't even a question of who I would contact to sell my second business.
Since we had a perfect experience with the first company, the first phone call, that's the only phone call I made was calling IBA.
We had a lot of support when we bought the business from IBA, and when it came time to sell, there was, we had our guy, we had our company to work with.
We needed to find somebody that would help us to get out of this business and for us to be satisfied at the end of the transaction, and that's exactly the way it all turned out.
The way we were dealt with as people by IBA, and that they genuinely cared that we were making this big change in our life and they were supporting us through it.
During the process of the sale, IBA recommended an attorney for us to work with, and the attorney that worked with us was very responsive. We were on the phone on the weekends. We were going over paperwork.
The attorney that we used on the transaction, which both Michael and I were very happy with, was a direct referral from IBA. And I would work with that attorney again in a heartbeat.
IBA also recommended an accountant for us that was versed in sales and tax nuances associated with sales of businesses. And so we'd put together a team, all from IBA's recommendations, that was very, very good for us.
If I were to use one word to describe my experience with IBA,
Professionalism.
Excellent.
Satisfied.
Winning.
Successful.
results.
And integrity.
Hello, I am Gregory Kofsky, President and CEO of International Business Associates, commonly known as IBA. IBA is the oldest business brokerage firm in the Pacific Northwest. We have represented family-owned businesses and privately held companies since 1975. We represent each of our clients like we're representing a family member, with professionalism, knowledge, and experience, employing best practices.